Hi, thanks for tuning back in. I recently did a video on the trumpets fixing to blow and then one on spiritual warfare. I wanted to touch base and let everybody know, hey, the 666 people are getting sealed. God's people have already began to get sealed, and so also the devil. Um, the devil comes in a pretty package, and what you're going to find out, it's all shocking. The next video I'm gonna do is miracles, and that's gonna tell a little bit more how I got to this point. But basically Jesus came to me. eh, I could hear it, him and my Holy Spirit really good for the past 7 years. I felt a very good confidence. But let's say this past year, I mean, he really came to me, and with that, it seemed like that he gave me tons of knowledge. That's gonna be a whole nother video. But what I wanted to touch base was it's the trickery of how the people are gonna get sealed. And if you tune back in and check out the spiritual warfare, you're gonna kind of gather that as well. Listen, you hear people now and they talk about, well, this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen. And listen, when God comes, He does tear everything down, everything, and He builds it back up, right? And Israel is dropped down. So it does get kind of territorial, relying, and he rebuilds for his people. And so you'll hear the opposite say about all this, and then it's another 1,000 years. I like to tell you for the past decade or so, it seems like all the information that God has told me and all the taunting in my life, I know that it is major churches and they seem to know absolutely everything I know. And I'd just like to point out what that is the devil's trickeries. That's not his miracles. He's stealing the miracles from God. That's God's miracles. And God works through people because he's God. And so that's what's happening. And the devil's going to come in hard. So you'll hear all these people that are going to get $100,000 a month and this and that. And you always talk about people when they get to heaven, they're going to have, everybody's got $1 million houses and, Maseratis and, all the money in the world. Listen, God promises peace. He's going to give you everything you need. You're never going to be happier. And that's what the whole thing is about, right? It's money. It's nothing but greed. Listen, the war in heaven's almost over. It started, the whole ruckus is because Satan was mad Jesus is going to be king, and he didn't want that. So Jesus gets married, and it's in hidden documents. Well, all through the girl's life, they persecute her and lead her into traps, and she's a sinner. It's me. She's a sinner. And so they point all that out. That's the whole big war. And he's trying to, trick all the people, right? And all from all these things. Listen, they're never going to get anything. So the bottom line is this is weeded out through a lot of the big old Baptist churches. And it's the same ones that every time that God would tell me something and I would speak or write, guess what? There was a sermon on that I just did because the Holy Spirit did it through me. And it's been like that every time. Every time. I don't even know the readings that good in God for the past, I don't know, at least for the past year for a fact. Every single day, I know the readings. I know the readings before church. I know the daily readings. There's no way I would know that, right? Because everything that we know is given, it's a gift from God. And these things that I would never even look up would pop up on YouTube. These churches, the ones that are preaching all about all this money in this world now, listen, this is the footstool. And that's how the devil tricks these people, right? He thinks he's going to overtake God. And he's going to do this, right? He doesn't want Jesus to be king. He's going to do this because He weeded it through the churches. And once you get like so much tears and this and that, what they'll do is they're trying to take Jesus down and Jesus' family down, and anything that will, and they will do anything. I mean, they will infect you with HIV. They would molest a child. I mean, they would taunt, stalk, lie. I mean, whatever. And the more torturous it is, the more stalking, the more torture, the bigger the bonus pay that they get to take down God. And that's how they get their inheritance. Listen, God could do that too. You want $100,000 a month? He can give that to you too, and he can tax you and he can tax you $400,000, and you may not get to keep your. He's giving you something that it will always be yours. He's never going to take it away. And here's the deal. These people are doing all these things, and the Bible clearly talks about making a death wish shield all the time. And he also talks about the person that has traps set for them all the time. And here's the thing. Those people have already been sealed. So if you are in a church, a Baptist church, okay, a big old Baptist church, if you're in and you better ask God about this, but if you're in a Baptist church and they have promised you all these things and you have signed something, guess what? You took the seal. It's thoughts and actions, and you took the seal. He's trying to get all of his pay. You're going to be in hell. You're going to get nothing. It is done. It is done. He's married. The devil's being thrown down, and he's pushing hard. He's just trying to take the people. You're not getting nothing with you. He's getting thrown out. He's just trying to take everybody with him. And so if you sign a contract with the devil to hurt somebody's life, to take down your God for money, and you say you're going with the Ante Christ for this bigger land, for this, you got tricked. And if you signed a deal, guess what? You got 666 on. You walked with man, and it's done. The people he's here for, because the devil wants to take as many people with him as he can, because he ain't getting in, and y'all are going to be in hell together. And the people, God is here for his sheep. Jesus is here for his sheep, and he is going to go look for them. And he's here for the ones that are going to get tricked. All these churches, all these people, and this goes all the way around the world. I think they paid up to $30,000. And that's the seal of the devil. When you do that. And you have to be warned, because good people will get tricked. These churches have pictures of Jesus in it. They talk about Jesus. But then once you get a certain tier, they might have some kind of lunch or dinner date in their special little contracts. And there's, it might be 1,000, 3,000, 10, 30. There's tiers of their big bonus balls that you hit, trying to take out others' lives. Meaning your church, you need to stray away. They get you in there, and once they're familiar with you, they'll build you up. And once you get a certain stage, then you're invited to these things. And once you're invited, if you make that deal, you've made the deal with the devil. But he's not here for you. He's here for his people. He's here for his people, and his people are going to appreciate goodness. They're going to appreciate beautiful. That's his people. And I just want to warn people that that's it. And I'm going to come back with some miracles. I'm also going to give y'all heads up that I've done charted everything. Whatever that God has told me, listen, because I have been stalked, the devil knows, and that's his miracle. But that ain't come from him. That came from God. And you can tune back in because everything that I'm saying is going to come from Jesus Christ. And I'd pray about it because the devil's smooth and you're going to get tricked. Okay, I think that video is pretty terrible.